They used to say, "Meet me under the clock." Time-honored traditions celebrated here outside of the Macy store, formerly in Marshall Fields, downtown Chicago. I'm Tom Barnes. I'm going to talk to Andrea, talk about some of those fantastic Chicago traditions that you used to do when you were a kid with your grandparents or whatnot. Walnut Room being specific, Santaland, and the lovely Macy's windows that you're seeing right here. Andrea is going to talk to me about those traditions and how you can book your stay at the Walnut Room right now for the Chicago scene. All right, you might recognize this. I'm inside the old Marshall Fields building that is now Macy's, but man, oh man, the holiday traditions of Chicago continue in this building because they have all the fun things that made this such a magical experience from years ago. I'm here with Andrea, who's going to tell me all about it. How are you, Andrea?
Oh, I'm doing great, Tom, and welcome here to Macy's on State Street. It is our iconic holiday store.
It really is. It's beautiful, and there's lots of Chicago traditions that are still happening here. First and foremost with Santaland. Talk about that and the experience that people might expect and how the whole thing works.
Well, Santa is back this year. He had to, stay up in the North Pole last year.
Sure.
So we're glad that he's back. And what we've done is taken every precaution to make sure that families can have a wonderful time visiting Santa. It's reservation only. You can go to Macys.com and reserve your Santa spot. And you get to walk through a beautiful display of just fun with the kids, and then see Santa, the real man. And he is sitting behind a desk, and he's taking your letters to him. He's writing down what you'd like to have, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, when I was waiting for you to come up there, I was just looking around, and you see the families walk up and check in, and then they get walked to the front of Santa's workshop. They get a picture opportunity to go inside, and then you make your way through the little walkway there that is all decked out with Christmas. It reminds me of being a kid, which is the whole point for a lot of Chicagoans who haven't been downtown in a while or haven't been downtown in a long while. This is still the same, and the magic of it all, sharing that tradition with your family, generation after generation.
It's truly when grandparents and parents can feel just as young as the kids that they take here.
Right, and speaking of grandparents and generational things, the Walnut Room here at Macy's is just an experience. I think a lot of people might have either, there's a generation that I think doesn't know it's here, because there's that gap where people used to come all the time, and then, things changed in the world, but it's here and it's beautiful and it's just a magical experience. Talk about that.
It's amazing how many families tell us that this is part of their annual holiday tradition, is coming to Macy's, to the Walnut Room, seeing that beautiful great tree. It is now a 114-year tradition with the tree. So just think of just the generations that dine under that tree. And just as with Santa, we also have reservation only. It used to be back in the day, you'd have to wait 3 hours in line.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Remember that?
Same
They'd
with Santa.
pass out a little Frango mint, pass out some water. Not anymore. Now you just reserve on OpenTable.com, which really makes it wonderful because you can come down early, you can shop, you can see Santa, and you can even see the windows.
Yeah, and everything, the store's open. It's what you remember when you came here as a kid with your parents, or if you were of an older generation, it is exactly what you remember, filled with holiday decorations and Christmas. In the Walnut Room, perfect for your family because it's a giant space. The food, they have stuff for kids. They have a wine bar now in there. It's just a fun room. And then talk about that little added fairy dust, if you will, of what happens in the Walnut Room.
So we do have the tradition of the fairy princess, and she goes around table to table, kid to kid, even adults, and grants their wishes. So it's really fun to know that your Christmas wish could come true.
And that tradition lives on as the days are open for the Walnut Room. People can just expect that to be part of the experience, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we have the Walnut Room now open year long. which is wonderful.
Yeah.
But during the holidays is the only time that the fairy princess is there.
And you have the old tried and true traditions of the Fringle mints proudly displayed here in the building, along with other things. And probably the most recognizable thing, maybe at least from a certain generation, is the windows that adorn State Street and Randolph and Washington.
So we're so happy that, hundreds of years ago, they used the State Street windows just for the fun of it, not to advertise any products. So it's evolved, and in the 1950s they became animated, and we continue with that tradition. And this year we have such a cute story in the windows. It's called Tiptoe the Reindeer, and Tiptoe really wants to help Santa and fly that sleigh. Doesn't make it once in a while, and her friends help her out, and all of a sudden she really has that confidence, and she believes she can do it, and she's flying.
That is wonderful, and that is all wrapped up here in the Macy's building right here downtown on State Street. For people who want reservations for the Walnut Room or Santa, what's the best website again?
Go to opentable.com for your Walnut Room reservations, and go to macys.com for Santa.
Fantastic. Andrea, thank you very much, and happy holiday season to you.
Thank you, Tom. Happy holidays.
There is your Marshall Fields experience living on through Macy's, TBARNES at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for a Chicago scene, that's T Barnes at WGNTV.com. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you later.